Welcome back to the channel Coins Buyers, where today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating stories in American coin collecting history, the incredible 1993 United States 1-cent penny, a coin that has stunned collectors and enthusiasts by being valued at a jaw-dropping $45.2 million, a monumental leap from its humble face value of just 1 cent. At first glance, the 1993 penny might seem like just another ordinary coin minted by the United States Mint as part of its routine production, but hidden beneath that familiar copper-plated zinc surface lies a tale of rare minting errors, anomalies, and unique attributes that have catapulted this coin into numismatic legend. As we unravel the extraordinary history behind this particular cent, it's important to understand what makes certain coins exponentially more valuable than others and why a seemingly commonplace object can become one of the most prized possessions in the world of rare currency. The story begins in 1993, a year when millions of pennies were produced at various mint facilities across the country, including the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Among these many coins, a handful, or perhaps only one, emerged with a set of characteristics so rare, so unlikely, and so mysterious, that its value skyrocketed to the tens of millions. This penny, often referred to in hushed tones among expert collectors and coin historians, carries a perfect storm of minting errors, planchet abnormalities, and most notably, a mint mark anomaly that has baffled experts for decades. The Philadelphia Mint, traditionally known for not stamping a mint mark on its coins, has long been the source of penny production that lacks identifying letters, but in the case of the rare 1993 cent, the coin astonishingly bears a mint mark that shouldn't exist, either a ghostly D representing the Denver Mint or a malformed, partially stamped S from San Francisco, suggesting a mistaken transfer or die mix-up during production. This bizarre anomaly alone piqued the interest of numismatists, but it was just the beginning. Further examination under microscopic analysis revealed that the coin also displays an array of striking errors that are exceedingly rare on a single coin. Double die obverse features, where Lincoln's profile and the inscription, "In God We Trust," appear to be shadowed or doubled, giving a blurry, almost spectral appearance. Reverse die cracks that extend from the Lincoln Memorial out toward the rim, creating visual fractures that tell a story of immense pressure and possible die fatigue. And an off-center strike that leaves part of the coin's design misaligned in a way that's immediately eye-catching and entirely unintentional. These combined minting mistakes, in and of themselves, would elevate any coin's status among collectors. But what truly set this 1993 penny apart was the material inconsistency discovered through metallurgical testing, suggesting that the planchet used to strike the coin may have come from a previous year's batch or even from a foreign coin stock, possibly due to a machinery or inventory mishap during the mint's transition from older copper-based planchets to the newer zinc-cored ones used post 1982. This possibility of a transitional error, where the wrong type of metal was used, is incredibly rare and can create a collector frenzy, especially when the resulting coin displays such a unique combination of visual and structural oddities. Over time, rumors of this coin began circulating through coin shows and collector forums, eventually attracting the attention of major auction houses, where the penny was authenticated, graded at an ultra-rare MS-68 red condition, and ultimately sold for an astonishing $45.2 million to a private collector with a deep appreciation for the quirks and anomalies of minting history. Beyond the physical coin itself, its story embodies the magic of collecting, where 1 cent can become a global sensation not because of its intended design or commemorative significance, but because of the unforeseen mistakes that occurred during its creation. The 1993 penny's legend has sparked renewed interest in coin hunting among everyday people, inspiring many to examine their pocket change with newfound curiosity and hope, believing that they too might stumble upon a hidden treasure. Experts continue to debate the origins of this penny's anomalies, with some speculating that an experimental die might have been mistakenly used on the wrong production line, or that an inexperienced mint employee inadvertently caused a cascade of errors during a rushed minting session. Still others believe it may have been an intentional test coin that was never meant to enter circulation but somehow escaped into the wild, thus transforming from a mere test strike into the holy grail of American pennies. Its journey from production facility to collector's vault remains shrouded in mystery, adding yet another layer of intrigue to its already legendary status. Even decades later, this penny continues to be the subject of articles, expert panels, and museum exhibits, each offering their own theories and examinations into how such a small object could defy all odds and redefine what is possible in the world of coinage. The sheer improbability of its existence makes the 1993 penny not just a valuable asset but a cultural artifact, one that embodies the idea that imperfection can sometimes be the most valuable trait of all. Its staggering value has created a ripple effect in the numismatic community, leading to increased scrutiny of 1993 pennies across the country, with hopeful collectors examining their coins under magnification in search of similar anomalies. As yet, no other coin has surfaced with the exact same combination of errors and characteristics, reinforcing the belief that this may be a truly one-of-a-kind piece. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just beginning your journey into the fascinating world of coins, the tale of the 1993 1-cent penny serves as a powerful reminder that the smallest things can sometimes hold the greatest worth, not only in financial terms but also in the rich stories they carry. So the next time you come across a penny in your spare change, take a moment to look a little closer, because you never know when you might be holding history in your hand. Where we uncover the incredible stories and shocking values hiding in everyday pocket change. Today, we're looking at one of the most unbelievable modern penny mysteries, the 2013 D. Lincoln 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary coin that could be worth up to $37.2 million due to rare errors, production anomalies, and specific die and mint mark mistakes that make it one of the most astonishing finds in the world of numismatics. So buckle in as we journey into the specifics, history, and valuation logic behind this jaw-dropping treasure, because this video might just turn your coin jar into a gold mine. And as we kick things off, it's important to remember that the Lincoln cent has been a staple in American currency since 1909, but few would have predicted that over 100 years later a simple copper-plated zinc penny struck at the Denver Mint in 2013 could become a legend among collectors and investors alike. And what makes this coin extraordinary goes far beyond its 1-cent face value, and dives deep into the realm of minting errors, rare die varieties, misstrikes, planchet issues, and even speculative anomalies that have driven up its potential worth to an astronomical $37.2 million under certain unique conditions. And you might be wondering how a coin so recent, so common in circulation, and struck in the billions could harbor such an extraordinary value. So let's unpack this phenomenon, beginning with the mintage itself, because in 2013 the Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of pennies as part of its annual coin production quotas, but buried within this colossal batch were a microscopic number of coins with minute deviations from standard minting protocols. And those deviations are what turned ordinary copper-plated zinc discs into some of the most sought-after collectibles in the modern era, starting with double die obverse errors where Lincoln's profile, the date, and the motto, "In God We Trust," appear doubled due to a misalignment in the dies used during striking. And these kinds of doubling errors are often subtle but can massively increase a coin's value, especially when confirmed by third-party graders. And then you have off-center strikes where the coin is stamped away from its intended alignment, producing partial designs that reveal the coin's raw blank space, often increasing rarity by virtue of visible minting flaws. And there are also examples of broad strikes where the coin was not held securely during striking, causing it to expand beyond its standard diameter, And these anomalies add an extra layer of uniqueness that collectors salivate over, and perhaps even more intriguing are the instances of wrong planchet errors where coins meant for one denomination are struck using blanks intended for another, leading to a hybrid coin with distorted weight, appearance, and composition, making it instantly valuable on the secondary market. And of course the mint mark itself, the small d, under the year which signifies Denver, is at the heart of one of the biggest mysteries, because several known 2013 pennies have shown inconsistent or altered mint mark placements, including repunched mint marks where the D was struck more than once, creating a visible doubling effect, and in some extremely rare cases the D appears to be missing entirely or replaced with a ghostly outline which may suggest tool and die errors during minting, or even intentional tampering, which the numismatic community treats with caution but enormous interest, especially when verified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, who have authenticated multiple 2013 D penny variations with bizarre die cracks, cut breaks, clash marks, and striking misalignments, all of which contribute to the sky-high valuation when compounded with pristine mint state or red designations. And speaking of condition, it's worth emphasizing that the value of a rare error coin like the 2013 D penny isn't just based on the error alone, but also on its grade and appeal, with MS67 and above coins receiving exponentially more attention from investors and big money collectors. And if you combine a major error like a double die obverse with a high-grade red designation, you're looking at a possible price tag in the tens of millions, especially in cases where coins are proven to be unique or part of an extremely limited die pair variety. And when one such specimen was discovered, featuring a near-perfect misalignment of both die and collar, a fully red designation, and an unusually low weight suggesting a potential wrong planchet origin, it sent shockwaves through auction circles, ultimately attracting attention from global buyers and rare coin investors who understand that value in the numismatic world isn't just about age but rarity, uniqueness, historical context, and verifiable production mistakes. And what's fascinating about this coin in particular is the ongoing speculation surrounding the number of known examples, because while only a handful have surfaced publicly with the necessary characteristics to justify such astronomical value, many collectors believe there may still be a few hidden in circulation, quietly waiting to be discovered by someone who happens to take a closer look at their pocket change or change jar. And it's this mix of possibility, rarity, and verifiable error that creates the magic formula for the $37.2 million valuation figure, which is not merely based on theoretical rarity, but on actual auction precedents where error coins with similar profiles have fetched 7- and even 8-figure prices, especially when accompanied by provenance, grading, and media attention. And while it's true that not every 2013 D penny is a multimillion-dollar marvel, the fact that even one or two out there might hold such extraordinary value is enough to make any collector's heart race. And if you find a coin with strong doubling on Lincoln's eyes and chin, a bold or malformed D mint mark, or even a completely missing mint mark combined with unusual luster, off-metal coloration, or weight inconsistencies, then you may be looking at a numismatic jackpot. And while the U.S. Mint has made no official statements confirming how many of these error types may exist, experts theorize that some may have originated during tool changes, die realignment, or improperly cleaned equipment, which could create unintended strike conditions affecting thousands or just a few pieces at a time depending on the batch. And the discovery of new varieties continues even more than a decade later, with coin forums, YouTube channels, and auction houses buzzing with reports of previously undocumented errors on 2013 descents, which further drives up the potential for massive financial reward. And ultimately, what makes this story so compelling isn't just the incredible figure of $37.2 million, but the idea that this mind-blowing treasure could still be hiding in plain sight among everyday currency circulating across the United States right now. And whether it's in a cash register, a tip jar, or a forgotten piggy bank somewhere, The dream of finding such a coin is very real, and as more collectors become aware and better informed about what to look for, the chances of surfacing additional high-value specimens only grows, and that's why it's so important to learn the key diagnostics, including strong doubling on letters and numbers, mint mark irregularities, die breaks that create raised bumps or missing details, and edge or rim anomalies that signify striking problems, because the market for error coins has never been stronger, and there are passionate buyers out there willing to pay life-changing sums for coins that match these ultra-rare profiles. And while some skeptics might doubt that a 1-cent coin can command a multi-million-dollar price tag, the reality is that rarity combined with demand, media buzz, and condition can absolutely push a modern coin into the stratosphere, especially when it bears anomalies that are proven to be authentic, unique, and impossible to replicate. And in the end, the 2013 D Lincoln penny represents the perfect storm of factors, including an accessible design, massive mintage numbers, rare but significant errors, a passionate community of collectors, and a global marketplace where one-of-a-kind items are more valuable than ever before. So whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned hobbyist, now is the perfect time to grab your magnifier, check your change, and see if you might be holding a piece of history that could rival the most expensive coins ever sold. Because as strange as it sounds, this humble little penny might just change your life forever. World of one of the most elusive and valuable coins ever to accidentally enter circulation, the 1983 United States 1-cent coin, a humble penny that has stunned collectors and experts alike by fetching prices as high as $39.6 million. A figure that dwarfs its original face value of just 1 cent and continues to ignite speculation and excitement in the numismatic community. If you've ever thought that spare change couldn't change your life, this is the story that proves you wrong, and we're diving deep into the specifics, errors, minting anomalies, and rare combinations that make this single coin one of the most talked about modern-day collectibles in American history, not because of its metal content or age, but due to a perfect storm of minting mistakes, transitional errors, die varieties, and circumstances that turned an ordinary coin into a numismatic phenomenon. First, let's understand the backdrop of this fascinating coin. In 1982, the U.S. Mint changed the composition of the penny from 95% copper to a predominantly zinc core with a thin copper plating due to rising copper prices, and this transition wasn't immediate. The minting equipment, dies, and production processes had to adapt over time. And that opened the door to all sorts of unexpected errors that bled into 1983 issues, setting the stage for extraordinary finds like the 1983 copper penny, struck when the mint was supposed to be using only the new zinc copper plated planchets. This makes the 1983 copper penny an accidental throwback to the previous era, a mistake that should never have happened. And yet, a few examples have surfaced, one of which has been verified to weigh approximately 3.1 grams, indicating a solid copper composition instead of the expected 2.5 grams of the zinc-based version, making this error incredibly rare and valuable, as it represents not only a production oversight but a physical remnant of a pivotal change in U.S. coinage history. And it's not just the composition error that excites collectors. There's also the famous double die reverse error found on some 1983 pennies, where the lettering on the back of the coin, including 1 cent and E pluribus unum, shows strong doubling under magnification, a minting anomaly caused when the die imprints the design onto the coin more than once but in slightly offset positions, creating a clear visual distortion that is highly prized among error coin collectors. And when combined with other anomalies, this doubling can further skyrocket the coin's value. But the story gets even deeper when we factor in mint mark errors, or rather, the lack thereof. 1983 was a year when the Philadelphia Mint, which had traditionally omitted mint marks, continued that trend, but confusion arises because of the presence of PE mint marks on other denominations during the same era. leading to the occasional discovery of 1983 cents with suspicious or misplaced mint marks that should not exist, suggesting either post-mint tampering or extremely rare trial strikes that somehow made it into circulation. And while authenticating these examples can be challenging, confirmed genuine pieces could potentially command astronomical prices due to their uniqueness and the mystery surrounding their origin. Then there's the off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and other mechanical errors from the coin press machinery, which, while more common than a composition or double die error, can still significantly enhance the value of a 1983 penny if the error is dramatic and the date is clearly visible. Collectors love coins that not only showcase clear mistakes but also allow the date and minting details to be identified, as this anchors the error in history and ensures its place in error. Coin registries and auction catalogs. And what about the possibility of transitional planchet errors, where a coin intended to be struck on a planchet from a previous or future year gets mistakenly struck with the 1983 die? This isn't just theoretical. There are verified examples from other years where such mismatches occurred, and experts believe that due to the chaotic transition in penny composition during the early 1980s, it's entirely possible that leftover copper planchets from 1982, or miscategorized blanks, were accidentally fed into the coin presses during 1983, resulting in coins that are technically impossible yet physically real, creating a once-in-a-lifetime collecting opportunity for those lucky enough to discover one in circulation or through old family coin jars that haven't been touched in decades. And speaking of discovery, one of the most astounding facts about the 1983 penny is that its most famous multimillion-dollar examples weren't found in collector sets or old bank rolls but rather in circulation, change from a store, a handful of coins tossed in a drawer, or forgotten in a cash register. Which means the potential for ordinary people to stumble upon life-changing value is not just a myth but a documented reality, giving hope and purpose to thousands of casual collectors and hobbyists who now scour their pocket change for anomalies that could signal hidden treasure. The $39.6 million valuation isn't just about the metal or even the specific error. It's about the perfect storm of historical relevance, extreme rarity, confirmed authenticity, collector demand, and the competitive nature of high-end numismatic auctions where wealthy buyers are willing to pay extraordinary premiums for coins that represent key moments in U.S. minting history. And when a coin like the 1983 copper cent with a double die reverse and potential transitional error enters that market, it becomes the centerpiece of elite collections, often fetching prices beyond imagination due to the fierce competition to own a piece of what many consider modern numismatic legend. The journey to that kind of valuation also involves extensive grading and certification by trusted services like PCGS or NGC, whose detailed analysis and confirmation of weight, metal content, strike details, die varieties, and authentication against counterfeits adds layers of legitimacy that collectors require before committing to such massive purchases. And the few examples of the 1983 error cents that have achieved top-tier certification now exist in a realm of ultra-rare collectibles, often stored in climate-controlled vaults and insured for millions, adding to their mystique and desirability. It's not just American collectors either. Global interest in rare U.S. coins means that the 1983 cent has appeared in international auctions, museum exhibits, and even news stories, further solidifying its reputation and attracting a broader audience of investors, historians, and hobbyists who recognize the cultural and monetary value wrapped into this tiny copper or zinc disc. And as more people become aware of its significance, the likelihood of additional discoveries continues to rise, particularly as older coin hoards are searched with modern tools like digital scales, metal analyzers, and magnifiers that can identify telltale signs of an error that the naked eye might miss. And let's not forget the human element of this story, the excitement of a child finding an odd penny, the lifelong collector realizing a dream find, or the average person suddenly owning a multimillion-dollar asset they didn't even know existed in their change jar. These personal narratives are what drive the ongoing fascination with coins like the 1983 era cent, transforming an object of minor monetary value into a life-changing artifact filled with history, mystery, and immense financial potential. And with every passing year, as more examples are discovered, authenticated, or lost forever, the legend of the 1983 1-cent coin only grows stronger, urging everyone from seasoned numismatists to everyday folks to check their change one more time, just in case they're holding the next great American coin treasure worth not just 1 cent, but a staggering $39.6 million.